It was really wonderful to see the outpouring of support from the community in Rockland County, especially from the Black community. I was entirely impressed by the students who took the initiative to invite me and who indicated during the course of the event that they better, understood how to stand up and fight back. I was absolutely shocked when I was told that an event that had been planned many, many, many months ago was canceled at the last minute by the school board, by the superintendent of schools in Rockland County. Well, I can say that, after all of these years, after, more than a half century of doing this work, I continue to be, absolutely stunned by the ways in which people not only misrepresent me, and I'm not so much concerned about that. I'm concerned about the misrepresentation of movements against racism, against gender inequality, for freedom. And the students were absolutely beautiful last night. I feel really inspired to continue this work as a result of my encounter with them.
I'm just going to pause this for a moment. So you all know I got the chance to meet Dr. Angela Davis, and this is what I mean by she always says, I'm humbled, I'm shocked, I'm still surprised after all these years, over half a century. We're still fighting this fight. We're still trudging through this. It's almost like if you've ever walked in water that's like waist deep and you're walking against the current, you can't really move well. And sometimes you get pushed back a couple of feet. Sometimes you find your bearing, but there's also times where it just drowns you. And I think that's what she means by humble. Like, she's still doing her work. She's still fighting. She's still going to events. People are still being denied. She says, I'm impressed by the students. I think that's lovely, of course, At the same time, it's what I've been saying for a long time about living in a place like this. The oppression is so severe that somebody like her, like she's known, she's, idolized in certain groups as an activist and professor and all this stuff all these years, but she can still be denied spaces. She can still not be allowed to come on places. And that's why I tell people that thing I read when I accepted my scholarship, the MLK scholarship, which really should be called the Dr. Martin Luther King Scholarship. I said in that letter of acceptance that I was like, there's no place for me here. You all make it very clear that you don't like Black people or people like me being a woman, me having specific thoughts about religion, about children, about having children, about how people treat their children. I've worked, like I told you, CASA. And I just think, like, she knows that she's not wanted in these spaces, but she still does her work. But she has the clout, I hate to put it that way, but she has, like, the repertoire, the social capital with the community where she could be welcomed into different spaces, I kind of feel like some of this is gone in the Black community. There's so much reverence, for her, and I think that's wonderful, but it's just not something that you're just not welcome in all communities. I just know it. Kern County, like, in California, they've devastated black people's like communities so much. Like the society has devastated it so much that there is no like coming together. At least that's what I've known from this area. It's so oppressive. And she said, I'm just so shocked. I'm so surprised that something booked so far out got canceled. Well, if y'all know this about Bakersfield, they didn't want her coming to Bakersfield. They did not want her coming to Bakersfield. And she was fortunate enough to come. I was fortunate enough to meet her, touch her hand, give her a hug. She was so kind and everything. I still try to figure out, like, how are you so kind? And, she, like I said before, I've shared it. She said that, she wasn't alone and she found grace through, knowing that she's not alone. Yeah, I mean, there's some comfort in knowing that you're not alone, but you gotta treasure the fight. And I always wonder, what are you really thinking in that head of yours? Do you really say all the things you want to say? Probably not. I don't know. Perhaps she's come to peace. But still, like she said, I was shocked. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not shocked at all.